Am I the asshole for telling my family they don't get a say on what my child's name, and I do not want my child's name to blend in with theirs?
What does OP mean with blend in?
We're gonna find out.
Well, yeah.
Wait, I was doing like
story. No, because here it really depends of the person, you know.
Yeah.
If OP is someone that you know the family name is like Ramirez Martinez, and she or he wants to name the child like Brian or Johnson, then I kind of understand that the family doesn't support it. Or you know if OP is one of those crazy people that want to call their children like Blue. Or Disney or whatever.
Like, Renesmee, you know, Twilight. Because that was my thought. Like, they took Renee and Esme and made Renesmee, and it's like, why? Why? So I do get that. But then again, the way she's writing it, it sounds like the other way around, that the family wants to do that. And not OP. So let's see. Yeah. This story was posted 15 days ago.
Pretty
kind
recent.
Of fresh, yes. So my husband and I, both 25, are expecting a baby together. I'm having some trouble with my family over the name. It already starts there. Like, why do they care? I mean, except for if it's a super stupid name, but assuming not.
Yeah, you know, but I think the grandparents or the future grandparents could be like very, you know, like picky when it comes to the name of their grandchildren. Yeah. Like, oh my God, it's gonna be my grandchild that I'm gonna love till the end of my days. It needs to have a nice name.
But I do think you should be picky with the name, but you should picky in a way of thinking this baby is going to be an adult someday. So take a name that fits an adult and not a little baby, because there are names out there where it's like so super cute for this baby, but then they grow up and you think like, really?
Like
what?
Like Mimi, you shouldn't be called Mimi. Right?
There was someone called Mimi or something, where it's like it's so cute, but then you're like an adult.
But
like,
you're my manager.
It's like Nini, a 30-year-old woman manager. Like, okay.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, but let's listen to this.
Background: I don't share the same. Background. I don't share the same mom as my siblings. That confused me quickly. Sorry.
That confused me as well. Just say adoptive or biological. Like Jesus.
I thought she wanted to say name. And then I was like, no, it's mom. Wait.
Okay.
My parents had me and my mom chose my name. It's not your typical name. It's a nature name, which she also had, and isn't one of the common types like Lily or Rose, for example. My parents bickered over my name according to dad and mom ending up choosing my first name while dad chose my middle name. My parents' marriage wasn't great. By the time my mom died when I was 5, dad had met my stepmom Jane. For a while after my dad and Jane moved in together, they asked me if I would like to use my middle name, Claire, instead of my first name, Asasia?
Oh my God.
It's Asasia. I don't know. I'm not even sure if I'm saying that right. It's Acacia.
That sounds like an Arabic rapper name. So Asasia Habibi.
It's seriously like I did not expect. I'm thankful that she included her, because I would have not imagined that.
Me neither.
I didn't want to use my middle name, and Dad was a little upset but they let it drop. My dad and Jane were more compatible with their naming preferences. Good. And my siblings' names are more expected: Elizabeth, James, Hannah, Michael, etc. My name did get comments, and I would proudly tell people my mom named me. It wasn't easy for Jane to hear, and my family didn't love it. I love my family, but I was always proud of being named by my mom and never cared that I stood out. I never wanted to be more like them or blend in with them better. It was a connection to my mom that made me proud. When I was younger, I used to talk about carrying on with nature themed and more uncommon names when I had kids. Nature themed and more uncommon names. Based off that, my family questioned when we told them I'm pregnant if we planned to do just that. We do. But we did not tell them that. We told them that we would be discussing names and would announce after our baby was born. Okay. My family made suggestions. Jane made suggestions that she thought were darling and would blend in so beautifully with the family. I told them we didn't need the names and asked them to please stop suggesting them. Talk of the baby shower and planning on that has brought this more to the focus for my family. They told me that they feel we should take their thoughts on board, and my dad said I should consider not letting my baby's name stand out amongst the way mine did. I have thoughts, but yeah, I'm going to continue, but okay. We're going to come back to this. My siblings wanted me to consider Jane and how she would feel if I copy my mom's style and stay far away from hers when she has been raising me for years and hearing me bask in the joy of people knowing my mom named me. I have so many opinions.
I think they're making a way bigger deal out of this than it should. Like, why would you put so much, like, you know, drama into the fact that she's called, you know,
and
Asaya. What was her name again?
I feel like her name is special, but she's like bullied by her own family for a name that she is proud of. It's like not being accepted by your family that should accept you, especially the dad. I'm like, what the hell is happening here?
Okay, and then
I reached the end of my rope and told them all that they don't get a say on my baby's name, and that I don't want my child's name to blend in with theirs. That it doesn't matter the way they seem to think and the way they make it sound. It's like telling me I have to choose between them and my mom, or more accurately, Jane and my mom. They told me I was callously dismissing their feelings and what this means to them and what message I'm sending to others. They said I started it years ago by making it clear I wanted to name my kids like mom named me. Am I the asshole? What are your thoughts?
Well, actually, before I say my thoughts, I would like to listen to your thoughts. Because
really? Okay.
You're also someone that has like a special name in comparison to the standard European names. My name is Caro from Caroline.
It's literally,
but for you, how is it for you? Suleika.
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 I can understand the struggles or, you know, the feelings that can come with having a really special name or just a different name, especially in the culture that you're in. And I don't know if I can necessarily say I have the most special name in our family per se, but still, you know, my surroundings and people around me and things like that. Look, for me, it's annoying. I don't like it. I seriously don't. Like, people tell me that it's a beautiful name, and I am proud of the name, and it's an identity, but I do feel like if I could choose, or if I had a middle name, in OP's case, I probably would go by the name Claire. But then again, a name is so much an identity. It is seriously who you are. And if you identify as Asasaya, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's just, that is great. That is beautiful. You should feel proud of your name. And I went a long time with the name Blair because I felt so much more like that and less. It's just, I somehow don't really resonate with my name. But she's proud that her mom named her that way. And she loves it. So not just let her be, but be proud too. It is amazing. It's her name. It's her identity. It's like as if you would tell her, dye your hair a different color because we don't like it. I don't care if the hair is pink.
Yeah.
And especially, it seems so weird that her, I think, stepmom, Jane, has such an issue with the fact that she's proud, that she's proud of her name. And the fact that her mother named her that. Because in the end, yes, you raised her since she was 5. And this is so similar to me. Because you know that my stepmom raised me also since I was 4. Well, my mother didn't die, but still. Why should I, if I want to honor my stepmom, yes, that's beautiful. But why should I be forced into that? And why does she have to pretend her mom did never exist? Why does she even have to change her whole identity for another person? It makes no sense. And About the name for the babies, in the end, it is her decision. Those are her children. She gets, and her husband gets to say how to name them. And, you know, in my case, talking about having children, if I would want to give them a special name, actually, we kind of want to give them both a really normal, nice name and the special one as a middle name. We would make it kind of like her, but the other way around.
The other way
like,
around, yeah.
The first name would be something... Well, her favorite name is actually Isabella. I love it.
Isabella, yeah.
But then as a second name, it would be something special, something unique, so that the child then can decide later on if they want to go by the first name or the second name or both or a combination, whatever. But I do think that's why I actually like having two names, and I'm kind of sad that I didn't get that, even though, you know, as a Latina, we normally do. I mean, my younger sister has even a double name with a, you know, what is the name?
I also don't know the name in English. Oh my god! But they're connected.
They're connected. Yeah. You know, her name being Liana Mariana, which is beautiful. I love it.
Liana Mariana. No, like you can get so.
I love Liana.
You can get so bullied by Liana.
I am pretty sure when she's older, she mostly goes by her first name. I mean, she's 4, a name I chose. Yeah.
You know, I think...
But at least you could switch up and decide which name you want.
Well, you know, I think...
You're like, no.
We always want what we don't have, right? So you say that as someone that has only one first name. But for me that has 2 first names, it's like so unnecessary, you know? Because only your mom, when she's really angry, will be like, Carolina Andrea Knackla, like they all, or Maria Jose Martinez.
But,
I don't know.
You know, I can see it for you because you have 2, how to say, common names.
Right.
You know, if you would have one special name and a not so special, it would be different.
Yeah,
because,
maybe.
Or, you know, my stepmom was called, I think her first name was Olga, and she didn't like it, so she goes by her second name, Beatriz, which I understand. It sounds much more lively. And so that's why if you have the first name a normal name, the second one being a special one, I think that's way cooler because, or, you know, my cousin Laura, actually, her first name is Laura, her second name is Maribel. And I get that if you never want to go by the second name, but imagine that being your first name, then you would be kind of happy to change it. Yeah, and I have a lot actually people in my family that changed their name to their third name even. My aunt, her first 2 names were the name of her mother and her aunt, and she changed it to the third name that was, I think, the name of no one. So, it was special. She was kind of glad to have 3 names. It's like, you failed 2 times, I take the third one.
The first 2 were honorific to respect the family ancestry, and the third one was for her.
But the thing is, even her name, the first name that was from her mom didn't die. They were both called the same name. Being alive, both of them. Like, it's like,
okay.
It's like as if I would call you Lorena.
Lorena.
Jesus.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, but see, that's why it makes me angry. This story actually in both ways. It makes me angry because if she loves her name and she's proud of it, then for God's sake, why are you so pressed on changing it? And then again, she's proud. I mean, her mom is still her mom. Even if her mom, especially since her mom died, she will never get her back. So let her have this thing that she's proud of that is literally her identity, and not try to. Why is the stepmom so insecure? Seriously, why does she feel bothered by someone that died, that has given life to this child and gave her a name? I mean, seriously, why are you so insecure? I'm angry at her.
I can notice that. This, ladies and gentlemen, is like the exasperation of a Latina woman that can't believe what's happening.
No, it's just like, why?
You know, the only way I can picture this constellation or this dynamic is if, I don't know, if the mom, the biological mom, would have been like an maybe Arabic woman together with a white American guy, and maybe he got together then with Jane, who is also like a white American woman, and because, you know, at least in the movies, in the American Women, they always show this type of moms that want to always show like a perfect family that does everything perfectly. Maybe she's like that type of woman that just wants that everything is as she wants it.
Like perfect. No one notices she's not even her daughter.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
That,
and maybe that's why she's like, well, I would like that everyone in the family has like the same type of names, the same type of standard names that everyone knows, and the what was the name again? It's incredible that we've been talking about it.
I think it is
Asasia, and that's like a thorn in the eye, you know, maybe for her. That's the only way I can explain it. But
it has to be somehow, because it's like why do you even bother?
I mean, when she even proposed, like, won't you like to go by your second name? That was already like such, so how do you say it? Like the start of the
it's already red flags. It's like, no, that's it. I mean, you can ask someone, but if they don't want to, it's it's her identity.
I would feel so insulted, you know, that for my whole life I've been going by the name of Caro, just so that someone tells me, wouldn't it be better for you to go with the name of Andrea? And I would be like, no.
Exactly, it's like that.
Never.
Like, no, why? And it's kind of almost the same with changing your family name when you get married, for example. Like, of course, it's beautiful if you want to change your name, if you want to take this other name. But if you don't want to, why? If someone comes to you and be like, don't you want to change your name? Like, don't you want to be this name? It's like, it's just so offensive because this name is your identity. You're proud of it for whatever reason. I don't even care why. And even if you think it sounds better.
If your whole family and friends have been calling you by that name for your whole life, then the sudden change would also be kind of absurd, you know, like, okay, guys, I know you've been calling me this name ever since we've met, but now call me Andrea. Like in my case, I couldn't imagine, like, everyone knows me by Caro, and that I suddenly start saying like
it's actually not that.
Now I'm Andrea.
It's not that absurd, honestly. I did it. I mean, I went to London for an exchange month, kind of, not exchange, but it was more stay there. And I just went by the name Blair, and kind of everyone, even my friends, started calling me like that. And then I came back, and it was kind of weird going back to my name. And it's like,
yeah, but that's because you were, you know, you went to another country where you could start from zero, basically.
But
nobody
it's the same
knew
for
you
people
with
that
the other
change
name.
their gender, for example. Like, you've known someone as a male for the name. I don't know.
I totally get that. That's not the problem for me. It's more the problem when you know, I'm a woman and I change my name for another and I have a standard name, Caroline, and I change it for another standard name, which is Andrea. Like,
I think it's just weird when you don't want to, or I think that what makes it weird is the fact that you would change it to something that you don't even feel connected to, and you don't even feel like that feels like you, because it feels so. I mean, because I do it. Feel like so weird calling you Andrea, because you're not Andrea to me. It's like, what, Carrie, is so you. But then again, it's just because you do need to have some kind of connection to that name.
That's true.
That's why I do think, honestly, it's kind of a pressure to, you know, when you have a child, to give a name to this child, because this is their whole identity. It's like,
I don't want to even imagine how much time it takes and how many discussions with your partner till you decide to name. Yeah.
But then again, there are people that just name their child whatever they want, and it's like, why?
Yeah. I mean that, you know, certain governments have had to create lists of forbidden names because people are capable of doing anything to their children. It's like, so
wasn't
crazy.
It Elon Musk that kind of called his kid Y?
Yeah, like a number. He gave him like an alien number.
It's like, I don't get it. I'm so sad for them, really. Oh my goodness.
So back to this story.
Yeah, there was this one point that I said I wanted to come back to.
And then we never came back to it.
Never. No, but it's just, I don't get the dad. I mean, I don't get why the stepmom is so jealous, but why is the dad, even though she wrote that they were kind of not getting along very well anymore, but still, this is a name even if you weren't happy with the name, it was still your late wife. I mean, and it's your daughter. Like, if she feels good with it, let her be. And just quickly, why I also don't like my name is the fact that I don't know how to pronounce it, even in my own language, in no language, actually. I'm changing it all the time. So if in the introduction, you just hear my name change to Suleika, I don't even know how to pronounce it, okay? I mean, I don't know.
It's been 23 years.
23 years and I still have no clue.
We're still figuring it out.
I think someone, because it's an Arabic name, actually, someone who lives there actually told me how it would be pronounced, and it would be something like Suleika. And I was like, no,
forget it.
never.
Okay.
Not for me, at least. But yeah.
So what was the conclusion of
the
that story?
overall vote was not the asshole, not the a-hole.
Not the a-hole.
Exactly. So we can agree, right?
Yeah.
I mean, in no world would you be the asshole here. And the top comment was, your dad got to name his children. Your stepmom got to name hers. They don't get another bite at the apple because they have aged out of baby making. So not the asshole. That's a good point. I have a unique name myself. I have always embraced my Creole name, and most of the people who are goofy enough to inquire about my name don't even realize that all of my many siblings have Creole names as well, and we all like the names we have. So now that I'm old, I have no trouble going on record saying this is an unworthy argument coming from your dad and your stepmom because their distress is manufactured and shouldn't be validated. Then they're kind of quoting, you can get a dog and call it whatever you want, Dad. But my baby won't be your puppy. You need to stand down and stop working so hard to re-engineer me after I have been on the planet for more than 25 years. This is about you feeling dissatisfied with not getting your way when I was born. You don't get to take that out on me anymore, and you definitely don't need to seek a mulligan with my child. Grow up for grief's sake. This is not just insulting, and repeatedly doing the same thing all the while expecting a different result is truly the definition of insanity. It's like you guys are wise men following a star and come to gift my baby with dominance, aggression, and hostility. How can this be healthy of you to do? That is actually a good example of what to say.
Very good.
That was a
comments,
good comment.
arguments.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Someone replied to that. Also a unique name here. By the time I came around and had to be named, a cousin had already been named directly after my father's mother. My parents wanted to name me after both grandmothers, so they used the Polish translation of her name for my first. I was teased a lot when I was younger because the spelling always ended with me correcting the teachers on how to pronounce it. I've learned to wear it with pride as I've grown and as I've watched my grandmother age. I hope OP continues to wear theirs with pride and name their baby something unique and beautiful like their mother did for them. My mother has always said that when death comes knocking, your name is the only thing we truly own and bring with us into the afterlife. It's how we're remembered. Oh, that's beautiful, honestly.
It is.
It reminds me of Coco.
So I think the conclusion of the whole story is, you get to name your child, but please be considerate to your child.
Also
just think about your child and the future.
Yeah. That family sounds in a way racist, or this, in the sense of, imagine you would change the fact that she has a different name to the fact that she would have a different skin color, for example. Which also something I can relate, because in my family, my brother is like black, I'm like, middle mix, and my sister is kind of white. It's like we have different skin colors because we're also kind of a patchwork family. So imagine that you would be bothered by the fact that her daughter would be black, for example, when everyone else is white. What do you expect her to change her skin color to blend in with the family? Like
Michael Jackson did.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, he blended out of the family actually first.
He wiped out.
It's just, that feels so, in a way, icky also to me. It's like, why? She cannot be different in any way. And then, what they said also about why putting this much pressure on then the grandchild. It's not your child. You got yours. You got the family. Stay out of it. My goodness.